Welcome to Mainstreet Minds with your host, Amish Munshi. This is where industry leaders and seasoned pros share their secrets to success beyond limits. Let's dive in.
Hey Dharmesh, thanks for joining Mainstreet Minds Podcast. It's a very special day. Thanks for joining on a busy Thursday. We are privileged to have you on our podcast, and which is Mainstreet Minds. Here we love to educate people that are coming in the industry, and they get a fresh insight into what is it that's happening in the tech industry. What does it mean to be in this industry, and taking some very secret insights into knowing more people.
I'm excited to be here, Amish. Thank you for inviting me. I learned about what you do, and you do amazing stuff. So, yep, I'm very excited about this journey.
Thanks. And I just learned that you have been with the same company for a very long time. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, I was basically in this industry working from Bombay, from India. And I had a goal that, okay, everybody's going to US. This was a time when everybody was coming to US. And I didn't want to be US. And I'm now in US, right? For all practical purposes, I'm here right now. But there was a time when I didn't want to be in US. I started my consulting firm, and I did amazing for almost 10 years, where I was consulting and doing amazing. I had clients from US, mostly West Coast. I had a little bit of East Coast clients. I had clients from Germany, Japan, Australia.
That's amazing. When was this?
This was from 2003 till 2013, just before I moved here.
Okay.
And I was doing amazing, and then I came a point where most of my effort became to just make sure that I can meet the bottom line. That's where I thought, okay, I'm not being innovative. I'm just doing the business, and I'm just, trying to take care of the bottom line. And my focus is always on the bottom line. We need to give salary, right? And salaries for engineers in software industry, everybody knows. Like, if you don't give 25% raise, they're gone. If you don't give 30% raise, they are gone. That was that time.
It's very, very challenging in India.
Yep. So then I thought, okay, this is becoming too much. So first half of my consulting career, I did amazing. We were amazing. We did we grew from being in a rental office to having our own office space in Bombay.
Nice.
That tells you, right? Office space in Bombay is very costly. So
yeah, I did a little bit of consulting. My office space was my bedroom.
No, so we grew amazing, and we invested and we grew and we got the team and all that. And then the second half of my consulting, it became like, okay, either you get some money and grow to 500,000 people company, then you will sustain, or you need to figure out being innovative. And because I was in a consulting space and not in a product space, it became a little bit of challenge. And I said, okay, I should start to do something else. At that point of time, one of my clients, Time, which I was with, they were looking for somebody senior. I told them that, we had a very long relationship with them, working relationship with them on the consulting side. So I told them ahead of time, right? Hey, I might be thinking of shutting this down in few years. I don't want to, suddenly give you a surprise on this one. And they said, okay, why don't you come here? I was looking for somebody. And I was at the point starting, I don't want to go to US. I want to do something in Bombay, in India. To a point, okay, he's now asking me to join the team and grow the company. I was with that company consulting when they were 3 million. At the time they gave me an offer to come here, sponsor my work permits and all that, they were around 12 million. And from 12 million to 35 million. So I've seen that growth journey, and it is very satisfying. It is amazingly satisfying. No question.
It can also be addictive, right? Saying how did that growth continue ahead, or
yes,
did it stabilize?
Yes. So the growth definitely continued from 35 million. We were acquired by a bigger company, which had much more products in their portfolio. So instead of one product, now we had 4 or 5 products in the portfolio. The company now became $80-90 million company.
Nice.
And our portfolio were direct competition to the UKG products. And that's the reason UKG decided to buy us, to kill the competition.
Yeah.
That's how I ended up in UKG. So that's the journey, right? Not changing the company and not giving an interview for 20 years, but changing 3 jobs, 4 jobs.
Yeah. Did the profile change? Like, did you have to kind of realign and
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So
So, being in a consulting firm, being an owner of a consulting firm, being on the top of technology,
mhm.
doing a lot of reading, keeping up to speed. But that point of time, I helped them to take their off-the-shelf product to cloud, and then from cloud to SaaS. That was the journey.
Yeah.
Always I tell my wife, right? Give me this 5 years. I'm going to, work very hard for 5 years, and then we will have good time.
Yeah.
But believe me, that 5 years never ended. Then I
Yeah.
realized that I need to bring in the balance with how things
Sure.
are.
Yeah.
Right? So, if anybody is hearing me out and thinking that they'll put that 5 or 10 years and then they will have a life, IT industry is not like that.
Yeah.
The industry, you need to be constantly on it, right? So you need to
Yeah.
figure out how to balance the life while you are on it. Don't try to say, this is
Uh-huh.
the period I'll put in the effort, and then you don't need to put in effort. Just a caution for people who are jumping in here.
Yeah, and how do you balance like setting goals and accepting what is coming your way? Like, I don't, did you by any chance did you know that you will be at a stage where you are by any like
Absolutely.
how do you balance that?
Absolutely not, right? This was not the journey I had originally signed in for, as I mentioned
Yeah,
earlier, right? But there comes a time when the priorities change, when you figure out that you're with consulting company. I was like focusing more on travel. I was traveling like almost 6 months of the year. I was out of the home. Could
yeah,
not give time to my wife and kids.
mm-hmm.
That brought me to a point, okay, I need to be at one place. And
Yeah,
then that's the reason I picked up this job, and I ended up in this being now from being my own employee and employer to working for somebody, right? But
yeah,
then that gave me time, and
yeah,
I cannot catch up what I lost with my kids, but I was able to give them time that they missed. I could
yeah,
not give them earlier, right? And by coming here, I was able to also give them an opportunity to be
sure.
in the engineering. They basically are, both of them are, I have 2 kids, both
Yeah,
of, by God's grace, are engineers. One is mechanical engineer, and other is
right.
chemical engineer.
Cool. They got a
I was
chance
able
to
to give
spend.
them that platform to learn and to figure out if this is their home where they can conquer their dreams.
Yeah, and was it a difficult transition for them, like to come from Mumbai to here, or like what they did they finish their college in India?
No, 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 no. That's a good question,
Yeah.
right? So when I came here, when I figured out that, okay, I want to look for something else, they were already in class eighth grade in
Mhm.
India.
Okay.
And basically, by the time I figured out this is what I want to do,
Yeah.
they had already finished their ninth grade. And then you always have a thinking when you're in India, right? Let them finish 10th or 12th.
Yeah.
And when I learned about, I've been coming to US for a long time, but I never paid attention to the schooling system here. But then when
Yeah.
I wanted to come here, I started looking at it, and I figured out, no, I'm already 1 year late. If I need to come, I better come right now, so that
Yeah.
they get that high school, the exposure to the high school here, at least from the 10th, 11th, and 12th grade, if they could not do the ninth grade,
Yeah.
and they could get their GPAs and get into the UC system here. So successfully done. But yes, first 3 months were challenging. They were almost ready to shoot me. What the hell?
Yeah.
Where have you brought us?
I
But
have not heard anyone else doing this. So you like that entrepreneurial mind did translate into life itself.
no, it was amazing, right? If I look back, and I tell my kids, like, okay, what do you think now? So the first 5 or 6 months, they were ready to kill me. But
Yeah.
then they figured out, and I cannot complain, right? They've been amazing. They figured out how to catch up on the GPA, how to make sure that they got into UCs. My son is in UC Davis, was in UC Davis. He's already graduated. Daughter was in UC San Diego. She already graduated. Cannot complain. Cannot complain. But
Yeah.
yes, those were the transition times. They were difficult. A lot of people, like, are you crazy? You're in 40s and people want to stabilize and you are starting from scratch again and starting a new life. And I said, okay, it's something I want to do. Let's do it. Let's jump on it.
Uh, this is a very unique experience. Thanks for sharing this. It definitely helps people to know that even this is possible. There is no real limitation in what can be achieved when you set a mind to it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
That is true. That is true.
So cool. So on a day-to-day basis, what does it look like? Are you still doing some technical work, or is it more of people management now?
It is both, right? You are in IT industry and the things are changing so quickly. Oh, and last 2 or 3 years have been change which I have not seen in last 20 25 years. The speed is just increasing. I mean,
Yeah.
90s were that fast, and then the first decade of millennial was even faster, and now it's even faster, right? The
Yeah.
speed of change is just increasing. So if you do not catch up on it, you will
Mhm.
be left behind. You may be very lucky that you are not catching up and you will still be in a good position. But from
Yeah.
my experience, you better catch up if you are there, right? So
Yeah.
you need to do, if you are there are two possibilities. You can be an individual contributor,
Hmm.
contributing to technology, to stacks and innovations, or you could be into a managerial role. But
Hmm.
if you're in a managerial role, you better also know what's happening in the market. I'm in a managerial role and I need to know what's happening in the market.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the new innovations will definitely make me obsolete.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's important to stay on top of everything and be uh, be rigid enough to provide the required framework while still being flexible enough to like being open to innovation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, um, kind of right that I want to take a little bit different take on this, right?
Mhm.
And this is probably again for catering your audience, right? I have always felt software engineering is more of human engineering than anything else.
Yeah.
Because here you're not asking a machine to do stuff. You're not asking anybody, you cannot give a command and it gets executed, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have people who are doing job.
Mm-hmm.
And when people are doing job, you're technically making sure that you're creating the right ecosystem for the people to work. That
Mm-hmm.
means it's about chemistry of the team. If it's about chemistry of individuals, it's about making sure how you keep the team motivated. So I've
Mm-hmm.
learned more of human engineering than anything else being in the managerial role.
Yeah, and how can you help people understand, like the audience understand, like how easy is it to go from the individual contributor role to more of people management? Like, when did you decide to make that transition, or how easy is it to have both the skill sets? Because I see a lot of people that they are like, I like being hands-on. I want to be an individual contributor, and then there are people that are like, I've done this for long enough. I want to make a shift. What was your life experience like, and how are you able to manage both?
Now, good question, right? At first, I didn't buy this. I did not decide this because being an owner of a consulting firm, I had to do both. There was
Yeah,
no option for me.
true. Yeah.
And that taught me how to deal with individuals. And that's where I was just lucky enough that I came to learn this while I was doing my job.
Mm-hmm.
But for people who basically are doing the transition, you need to figure out, do you have patience? I'll use the word patience
Mm-hmm.
to listen to people, to understand their challenges, to guide them in a way where you will be able to be make a difference to them, right? Being a manager, most of the times, I think everybody will know. They say people don't change company; they change managers.
Yeah.
So being a manager is definitely very, very different than being an individual role.
Mm-hmm.
What you need to see is, can you listen to somebody? Can you basically guide somebody? Every individual is different. Every individual, even if they are working on the same product, same technology stack, same kind of issues, they have different challenges.
Yeah.
So if you have that, then yes, this will be an easy path forward for you
Mm-hmm.
dealing with people, and that's what I was talking about as human engineering.
Mm-hmm.
You can listen, you can guide them in a way where you can solve their impediments, empower them, and bring empathy into your work, then you will
Makes
be good.
sense. Yeah, that's amazing. So how is the life right now with both the kids? Are they still with you, or they are now working out? They're away right now.
They are working on their own, but fortunately, both of them figured out how to find job close to the home. They wanted to save money, and
Yeah,
so they're still with me, living with us, me and
right.
my wife.
That's great. Like they're back.
Yeah, yeah, I cannot ask for more, right? So yeah, I've
Yeah,
been lucky. And
nice.
being from an Indian subcontinent, kids at your home is the first thing you would always wish to have, right?
I know. At least if nothing else, they should be somewhere close by, like
Yes,
within somewhat driving distance. We should be able to meet them often.
yes, yes, yes. So
But
no,
you're very lucky and in being able to. I think maybe instead of like commenting on this, I think let me ask it as a question. What do you think is the relationship between luck and hard work? Like, do you think was it mainly the hard work that you kept putting, saying, "Hey, there is 5 more years of work that's more important than life. 5 more years of work that's more important than life." Is that what led to success, or do you think there is also like something like luck and that did factor in?
So it's an interesting question, right? And I always ponder on it. I think hard work is needed. You need to figure out what are your challenges and how you want to overcome your challenges and how do you want to succeed from where you are going forward. If you do the hard work, luck is definitely there, no question about it, right?
Sure.
Sometimes you are lucky, sometimes you are not lucky.
Hmm.
But when you are not lucky, you don't want to lose hope. Keep doing your hard work. The luck will come.
Sure, makes sense. Yeah, that's very deep. And everyone listening, I think go back, re-listen to what was just said. This is like magic.
Oh, thank you.
Sounds great. In terms of financing, what I'm the main reason why I have this podcast and kind of explaining people is uh like many times we bring our same mindset of technology and engineering, saying we are going to put in a lot of hard work and success will come. But when it comes to our finances, if we deal it the same way, we will keep investing in, let's say, startups. Hundreds of them will fail, will burn out, and maybe success is not doesn't come. But managing financing is a very different mindset, right? Like we have to be consistent, we have to be disciplined, versus I would say in general, developing software or being in the tech is very different. We just keep working till the time we see success, right? It's a slightly different approach of managing finances versus managing career. Uh,
I want to definitely share something with your audience here, right? I was not somebody who knew how to manage finances until I came here to US. Until
mhm.
then, I was like, okay, I'm earning good enough. I'm going to be okay. And never paid attention to savings or to what will happen when I retire. Never. So I was
Yeah,
very late in figuring it out. And I'm trying to make sure that my kids are not doing the same mistake that I'm doing. And I'm teaching them, make sure that you're investing and you understand what is 401k, what's investment banking,
yeah,
what kind of investments you can do which are safe, and you go around it, right? So back to your question, being in IT industry, basically you tend to try to invest into innovations, right? And that's not bad, right?
yeah,
But uh, we all listen to all successes, we never hear about failures, right? And if you
yeah,
figure out of 10 tries, probably one succeeded, nine failed, then you know that there is some percentage which fails. I think
right.
investment should be similar. You want to figure out what percentage you want to put in high risk. I'll
Mm-hmm,
say startups will probably be high risk category. So
mm-hmm.
what percentage you want to put in blue chip, safe, 10% returns, 8%
Yeah,
returns, what S&P and what Nasdaq is giving you. Don't be very greedy. Then
right.
figure out your rest, where you want to think about an investment like real estate, which will help you. It's going to be taking some money out of your pocket for a few years, but at some point of time you will start to get returns, right? So
Right.
so those kind of investments, I will suggest to your audience that look at all options,
Sure.
figure out what percentage you want to put in which bucket.
Yeah, and basically diversify and have a mixed portfolio of different things. And
Absolutely.
yeah, one of the things I recommend to most of the audience is like start early. Like don't wait to saying, hey, I'm going to have a $20 million net worth and then I'm going to invest $7 million into something. That's not the
100%.
reality.
100%. And that's what I told you. I taught my kid, right?
Yeah,
Invest even $50 right now in 401k.
yeah,
And I showed them how your exponential growth is going
right.
to make that $50 today into
Yeah.
$500,000 later.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing. Yeah, so how's what does your day look like now? Like, is it more of kind of uh managing people? Like how much what motivates you? Like what gets you into the office? What do you what is that one thing that you would like to do within the day at work that will be like, oh yes, this was a great day.
No, good question. Good question. So there are a lot of aspects of it, right? When you end up in a stage of the career where I am, I'm not a C-level yet, but good enough. I'm running a $55 million business unit.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, you figure out, this money that comes from, which is our clients. Our clients, what are their problems? What are their challenges? So what makes me get up every day from the bed is to make sure that, yep, we have satisfied customer base,
Mm-hmm.
and what the team that I have, they feel empowered, they feel contributed, they feel that they are contributing towards the cause. So
Mm-hmm.
these two factors is what drives me every day.
Nice. Yeah.
My day is pretty much there are a lot of meetings. So half of them is already pre-booked based on what needs to be done,
Yeah.
putting to the leaders and getting the reports from my managers and from my peers. So that's there. But then a lot of it also I try to figure out what I need to learn and what I need to do. And I try to see if I should spend at least a couple of hours a week or a little bit more on keeping me updated in the market, right? So
Yeah.
lately I'm trying to figure out a lot of things around how this AI world is changing, right? So
Yeah, congratulations on the recent certification from MIT.
thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, that's that MIT. I've done like some courses from MIT, but it's challenging.
Oh, it was tough. It was tough,
Yeah,
believe me, right?
it
I
was
thought
very
that this is only a weekend course, and I had no time for my family for those 3 months when I was there. They just kept me so busy,
yeah.
making sure that I'm.
Yeah, and the content is great. Like it's I did a few courses and I learned so much from it. I was like, I didn't actually pursue what I learned, but I when I realized like it was a commercial real estate course in from MIT on from their School of Architecture. And then I was like, holy crap, I don't want to build a office building. It's going to be one project for my whole life. I didn't actually use it, but the knowledge that I learned was very, very useful.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
I guess that's what engineering teach you about, right? I mean, in my course, I might be going tangential here, but it's important, right?
Great.
I
Yeah.
did SOM, TOM, and I did SOM, like strength of material, theory of material, and people think like, what the hell am I going to do with that in my software engineering? But those were the fundamentals. Those taught me how to resolve a problem, how to be consistent, how to be persistent.
Yeah, that's amazing. Yeah, so yeah, how like who is the right audience that should reach out to you for what you do right now? What are some of the ideal customers that you have, and and at the same time, how should they reach you?
They can reach me on LinkedIn. My
Okay,
LinkedIn profile, that will be the easiest place to reach me,
sure.
right? So, from my experience, I've, mainly been on this re-engineering domain for a long time. Not recently, but in my
Mm-hmm.
near past, where I was able to get the products, get to the newer stacks,
Mm-hmm.
figure out how to do return on investment so that you are not rebuilding everything from scratch.
Right.
That's where my expertise and my strong point is. That's where I did a lot of consulting, and that's where I got a lot of business. So that area, definitely, if somebody wants to brainstorm with me on consult on figuring it out on return on investment on
Mm-hmm.
technology on how to, modernize the stack. That's the right term here, which I was missing earlier. I'm
Uh,
definitely reachable. If you guys want to talk about what is managerial role look like, how is that journey, and you want to know,
sure.
100% reach out to me. You want
Yeah,
to know what's in there for IT. The question, right? Everybody's asking: Will software industry be gone with AI evolution, right? And I think a lot of people have answered that question. And if you want to discuss about that, I'm
sure.
available. Like, you have to change, you have to morph. It's not going to be the same as it was. Uh, in few years, it's going to be different, right? You
Yeah,
basically need to evolve with it, right? So somebody wants to talk about how AI is changing the industry. I am
yeah.
available for that discussions.
Nice, nice, perfect. And I will be including your LinkedIn link as well in the description below. So feel
Thank
free
you.
to reach out to Dharmesh. And yeah, any other last thoughts that you would like to share?
I've gone, across a lot of things, but yes, one thing I want to say, thank you for having me, Amish, on this podcast. It's my honor, it's my pleasure to speak and to see if I can be of any help to anybody. Never done this. This is my first
Oh,
podcast. So if
you
I was
you
not very smooth on this and I was going all over the place, sorry about it.
you look like a professional. You looks like you've done this many times.
Oh, thank you. No, no, no. This is my first one, man.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, cool. So thanks, Dharmesh, for jumping on a call on a busy Thursday. It's right in the middle of the year, right? It's almost end of February, and thanks for joining. And I'll ask everyone to reach out to Dharmesh. He's very approachable. So if you need any help, feel free to reach out to Dharmesh.
Thank you, Amish. Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks.
having me.
Thanks.
That's a wrap on today's episode of Main Street Minds. Want to share your journey with our audience? Head over to mainstreetmindspodcast.com/guest to apply.